Today we're going to talk about depression and relationships in general. So that's going to talk about family, friends, and then of course, your partners. And so I am gonna apologize again for doing this video in the middle of the week. Again, this vlog is done by a person with someone with depression and someone who is actively dealing with depression and anxiety. And with this big RV move, it's been tremendously taxing and draining. I mean, I cannot explain to you. I've wanted to move in as fast as possible, and that has, I've had great support, so that's been great. But it's been so much, there's been so much movement and things going on that I really have not had time to sit down. I've needed so much time to recharge to be able to do this, honestly. I have needed so much time to recharge. So here I am. But I made it. I have a lot done. Have the animals moved in, and we are settled. So hopefully, once everything is a little bit more, put together and put away, I can give y'all a tour. But right now, we're still everything is in shambles still. But that's how things are right now. And today, and it's a big week for me. It's a big milestone. Don't like admitting it, but it is the truth, and here I am vlogging, so the truth is reality. I turned 35 this week. That's a big one for me, I guess. 30 was a big one too. 30 was a big one, and it didn't seem fatal to me or anything like that. It just seemed, okay, you're an adult. But when I stepped back, when I turned 30, a lot of shit happened. Shit went down when I turned 30. That's when my eyes were opened a lot to why I'm here and why I'm doing this for you guys. Why I'm doing this at all, in general. Why I don't even know if these videos are being watched. I don't even know if people care. But I'm doing these videos because when I turned 30, I'll tell you about the birthday party from hell. First of all, most of my parties, ever since I was a child, I'm just gonna vent, because I'm going to vent. And then I would love someone to comment. Please comment. This would be great. Someone comment and tell me their worst birthday experience ever. That'd be great. Please comment. Tell me your worst birthday experience ever. I'm an only child. Most of my birthdays were always, people from school, whatever. And I always put my own birthdays together. I've never had a surprise birthday. No one's ever done that for me. I am very picky too, as well. However, like when my friends think about it, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, okay, if you're thinking about a theme, okay, that shouldn't be hard right now. It shouldn't be hard. It would be Demon Slayer. I mean, it's just not hard, okay? It's not hard. Star Wars, Mandalorian. I mean, it's not hard, okay? I'm a huge nerd. It's not hard. Okay, so okay, if you don't want to go the anime way because you don't understand that route, then go Star Wars. It's not hard. But no, okay? So most of my life experience has been me setting up my own parties for others to enjoy. Alright, most of them have gone wrong, extremely wrong. Most of the time I've cried at my parties. I'm not joking. I have had some great experiences as well. I have been in surprise, with the balloons completely in my bedroom. That was a great birthday. I have had some great ones. So my mom has always gone out of her way. So my mother is great. It's the other people. It's just, I don't know, always turns out to be a shit show. But the 30th birthday was a big one for me, so I told all my friends about it. It was months, it was like a wedding for me, okay? Months in advance, I planned this thing. I sent out the invite. I sent out a timeline. I sent out a registry on Amazon for my birthday, and it was, if you've seen it, Letterkenny themed. It was Amy's 30th super soft birthday. Okay, loved it. Everybody was excited. Okay, well, instead of a cake, I wanted cupcakes, and there's this place in town that does specialty cupcakes, and they were mini ones, and they were, I think, cookies and cream. And okay, at this time, this was 2020, so COVID. Okay, But COVID's already gone on long enough that a lot of us are not wearing masks, but we still are not really going out anywhere. Places you're still wearing masks to go in places and stuff like that. So at this point, I have a friend, my girlfriends that I think are my girlfriends I have a group of 3 that I've known for a long time at this point. One of them's pregnant. The other one is dating someone, and the other one is, I think, engaged. Okay. Then we have, I have 2 friends where I actually live that couldn't go to my hometown to join the party. Okay, because that makes sense. It's an hour and something. Okay. Whatever. So basically, it was just my hometown friends that I grew up with, and I still would go home to see. And then I was also friends with the one who was pregnant, her husband. I was friends with her husband because of the whole disaster fee in high school. They were the ones that kind of swooped me up and kept me on my feet. So after the whole band disaster, they were the ones. He was still in band, and he kind of saw what they did to me and kept me on my feet. Well, we went to the same college, so we stayed friends, but things kind of changed between us because I went more of a Christian route and he went more of the atheist, which is totally fine with me. Atheist route, which is totally fine with me. You do you. But I'm gonna do me. Don't tell me what to do, please. And I'm not gonna tell you. So we always played Cards Against Humanity. That was a big thing between us and our group. And so that was one of the things we wanted to do. At this time, I'm dating the boy that's super abusive from the millionaire's family. So we drove into town the night before, really? Yes. I get the news that I'm just beside myself because I literally spent a ton of time setting this party up. It was going to have like a little waiting pool with it was tropical, like cup holders that floated in the pool for drinks. It was going to be, it was definitely, it was adult themed party. I had never had a piñata ever, but I had a piñata. My parents had gotten me a piñata once. It was Darth Vader, but they didn't think I would want to smash Darth Vader, so I just had this piñata in my closet, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna smash Darth Vader, because I've always wanted a piñata. So I literally sat there for months and looked up what I would want other people to have filled it with, which was like adult themed products, which was super cool. Like I found sex dice, like literally themed like D&D dice, and like little packets of sex arousal gel and lubricant and condoms and stuff. Okay, stuff like that. Okay, it was fun. It was supposed to be fun. Okay, and no, none of my friends smoke. Okay, whatever. I do, and my boyfriend did. So he had rolled me some joints, and so my friends were all talking behind my back. Whatever. We're sitting down at the table, and we're doing Cards Against Humanity or something, and I think we come across a card that says, ask a question. I do not know. Oh, because I put in suddenly drunk. I recommend not using those cards. I threw those away. So we are getting drunk. Yes, everyone at the table is getting drunk. And one of the questions was from my friend's husband to my boyfriend. Super inappropriate. I don't know where it came from or why, but I could tell the animosity between the two. They were not getting along, like, at all. Like, they hated each other. Like, you could see this is seething animosity. And I'm like, okay, this is not good. And I'm just looking at my boyfriend like, you better not answer that fucking question. I'm looking at him like, why did you even ask it? And then I'm looking at my girlfriend like, why get him to stop? And she's telling him like, you better, and he answers. No. I'm up out of the table. I'm pissed. Before that, we had gone to go pick up my cupcakes because my mom was busy, because I'll tell you that in a minute. And he goes in, he's like, oh, babe, let me get them for you. I'm like, okay, babe, that's great, thanks. So I'm sitting in the truck thinking he's just picking up my order. No. He comes back in with my order, hands them to me, and then then he starts to eat, then he proceeds to eat macaroons for himself without even asking if I wanted one or getting me anything. You could have gotten me a cupcake with a candle, said happy birthday, babe. No, there was not even like a recollection. And then when I asked him, like, hey, did you think about me? No. Should have told this fucker, go home. Like, just go home. But I didn't. So then he's at the party, causes problems with the friend. Okay, I'm pissed at this point. Nobody got the pool. Nobody was there for. Nobody was even there for the damn pinata. Okay, at this point, I was like, everybody fucking leave. He was still there. I don't know why. And I get the information from my mother that my grandmother is dying. My grandmother was in assisted living. Okay. But there was nothing about her dying. This was all of a sudden. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, well, and it was shocked. I was so shocked. I did not know what to do. I didn't. And so I guess if I had to give him any credit, the asshole boyfriend was the one who drove me there and said, I think you need to go see her. I mean, according to my mom, she was not comprehensive. She was not, she was not really there, but we thought maybe she still might be hearing, because your hearing is the last thing to go. And I've worked in the OR, I've worked in the medical field, and that, I do believe in that. So yes, I did. I thank him for that. That's the only thing I thank you for. Thank you. Thank him. Is making me go. And I did hold her hand, and I did, tell her, even though we have a lot of, and that comes in later with the relationships, we have a lot of, I have a lot of hurt now that I didn't even know about. But I knew there was something there. There was a blockage there between her and I. But yes, I'm very glad that I was there. I was able to tell her that she was a great grandmother, and then we got the call. And she passed on my birthday. So it was hard. It's hard because, and especially knowing that for my mom, because we had just lost 2 years ago, but prior to that, her father. And that was a hard one. I had been in, I was there for that one as well. I'd been there, and that one was hard. And so then she saw this one. I mean, this one was hard. I mean, this is her mom. And yeah, that was my 30th birthday. It was really shitty. And having sex in a bouncy house is not that great. I also really wanted a bouncy house. So my parents got me one. Nobody used it. It was such a disappointing birthday. That's why, like, when my parents were like, when my mom's been asking me, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't. And it's sad. I'm like, I don't, but I don't. I don't want to be disappointed. And I have a friend whose birthday just happened. I don't even think, I mean, I know she's busy. I know she has family, but I'm like, I don't think she cares at all. But that's always been me. That's always been how it's been with me. Just my life is not. It's just different. People don't seem to care. Or I guess I feel like, a strong person. She's got this. I'm not. At night, I'm down, for the count. And I think that's another thing is, like, you gotta find, and that's why after that birthday party, it really set me up for knowing what I was not gonna put up with anymore. I actually walked away from those friends. This was during ECT. So after his birthday is when I started, I really got suicidal. So it was after that. It was after that birthday, turning 30, getting very suicidal with this boyfriend. He's turned super abusive after the birthday. It wasn't going well, and it just wasn't. And here we are, and yeah, I had to choose. I had to be like, okay, my own sanity and my own thoughts, or the mind fucking games that you're playing with me. And I finally just chose my sanity. And it didn't go well. It didn't. And it was hard. It was hard. Well, I didn't actually break up with him. It was just a breakup. It was just how it worked, was breakup itself. Like I said, there was a day where I was happy coming out of ECT, and he was not. I think happy that I was happy. And again, I think this gentleman might have been drinking or something before he picks me up, because I don't understand how inebriated he got. He went in and he asked if we could go get Mexican food, which is not something we had done together. And it kind of put the hairs on the back of my neck up, because I was like, okay, this is a little different. Because I had asked if we could go to the same beer joint, like, that we normally went to, and I would get, I don't drink beer, but there was one on tap that I really did like there. And he was like, cool, can we go to Mexican food? And I was like, okay, sure, why not? I'm trying to be, we'd gone to the other place a couple times, so I was like, okay. Now, immediately, he's like wanting to order drinks, and I'm like, this is why my hair went up. Yeah. So he immediately started ordering drinks, and they were the top shelf margaritas. Not good. Not with his alcoholism and how he gets when he drinks. And so I asked him, I was like, please, like, get something, to eat. He didn't really get anything to eat. He really didn't get anything or care to, I don't know, listen to me, to get a glass of water, to drink along with it. And so while we're having this weird conversation, he's acting really odd sitting across from me, and he just decides to say, sometimes I want to hit women. Honestly, like right now, sitting there, and I'm like, and he's texting, I don't know, people, and I'm like, okay. And I was like, and I'm trying to understand him. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, oh, you should probably go tell them that you need an angel shot. I don't want any alcohol. No, no, that means that you're in trouble. I'm in, I'm in trouble. I didn't know that. I had no clue what an angel shot meant. I had no idea that there was a list of meanings. I had no idea. So when I hear these things, I start realizing that he really is meaning them. When he drinks, he gets very abusive, and I trust that he's going to really do what he's saying. I do approach some of the people at the restaurant. They do not really care. They try to put me on the porch, and I'm like, I'm saying I may have to call the police. They're like, please don't. And I'm like, why? You don't know. I mean, he's abusive, and he's drunk. He should not be driving. Like, he's intoxicated. He should not be getting in the car. You should not be letting him. And they wouldn't approach him. So here I am, and I'm like, give me the keys, let me drive. And he's like, no. So instead of fighting him, because at this point I'm just like, not, I let him drive. Yeah, I know it's stupid, but I didn't know what else to do. He had the keys. He had the only keys that I knew to get inside the house. And the house had my stuff in it, and it had my cat. My cat was like my baby, and I knew he was abusive to animals because I'd seen him literally hit his dog. And it was one of those moments that it's like, is this really happening? Like, because I would have gone AWOL on this fucker if I had really known. It went, because after it happened, to see her, how scared she was, I couldn't, I was trying to put it all together, like, this is happening? Someone is hitting their dog? And telling me that that's what hunters do? No, I do not think so. I, I, mm, mm, wish I could hit you like that. I really do think he is undiagnosed. He was talking about hearing voices while he's driving, and he's fast and slow, and he was swerving, and then he was yelling and screaming at me about, what do you want from HEB? And he's trying to pull into HEB, and I'm like, honey, I never said anything about HEB. Then he pulls out a billy stick, which is like a big bat. It's orange, and he's shaking it at me and threatening me with it. And I'm like, okay. And then he's also telling me, when we get home, that shotgun I have next to the bed that we sleep next to? Yeah, I know the shotgun. He's like, well, it's loaded. You're first. So I guess he's next. I mean, like, I'm taking all this into account that something's really gonna happen here. It's escalating. And so I'm like, I was trying to get, like, his phone, then he's crying to these songs, and he's telling me he's hearing voices, and I'm like, hey, honey, I know you're undiagnosed with something, and, like, or your parents did not tell you, and obviously I think it's because they are millionaires, and they don't want to be known for that, having a child, and I get it, but at the same time, you are terrible parents for letting your kid go like that, because he's hurt other people, and I know that if I got away, but some other girl probably didn't. And I hope that that someone just doesn't end up getting really, really hurt by him. But that's what I can't say. But yeah, I ended up, so we're driving, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. Do I get his phone? I'm trying to get his phone from him to text his dad, who's not even in the same state right now, because he's a millionaire and can have a home wherever the fuck he wants. And to tell him, like, okay, your son's on a kamikaze mission to kill us both. Or, like, he was in touch with his dad's secretary. So I was like, okay, I don't know her, but maybe she can help. Like, I needed someone to know that this was going down, other than my parents. My parents were already on their way, but I was like, okay, this is going down. I couldn't get the phone. He was like, and it wouldn't. I was like, okay, fine. He was swerving. I was like, give me the keys. Okay. I prayed. I was like, God, I don't know, but what do I do? Okay. The moment I said that, I don't know. I look up ahead. Like, something told me, instincts. That's why I say, trust your instincts. Instinct said, look up. I did. I saw flashing police lights. I don't know how or why they were there. They pulled somebody over for speeding. I counted. We went by. I counted. Something said, okay, grab your purse, grab your water bottle. I did. Open the door. I did. Jump. I did. I don't know. And I don't know. And this is why everybody says it's a God thing, or God wink, or whatever you want to call it, because somehow I did not end up rolling. I did not scrape my knees. I did not end up on my hands. I landed on my feet running. I don't know how that's possible out of a 50 or whatever lifted truck on a freaking highway side. And the truck was at least moving 45 miles an hour. So I don't know. But I end up running. I hate running. I'm a CrossFitter, but I hate running. And I ran as fast as I have ever run to those police officers. I put my hands up and I said, I am in trouble. My boyfriend is going to hurt me. And the amazing thing was, he stopped the truck and walked over. So the police officers separated me. I'm crying. I mean, I'm trying to call whoever. I gave my statement into the police officer's body cam, said, I gave my statement, and they put me on the other side of their car because he came walking, and then he lied. I found that out afterwards because, yes, I was called by an attorney to go to court. It never happened because all I can say is and how she put it was you were so scared of him, and in the video, everyone could see that. You were so scared of him that it was damning. There was and when they did take his blood alcohol level, I mean, he was drunk. He was driving drunk. So he did get a DWI. I mean, I hate to say it, but did. And the thing for me which was weird, was like after that, they put him in the car and they told me, okay, well, you got to take his truck or we have to tow it. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm taking it because I got to get my stuff out of his house. So I ended up taking, my parents came, my dad drove the truck, whatever. I cleared out my stuff. I left some stuff that he bought. I was like, yeah, I don't want to be associated with this. I don't want him coming back saying whatever. And so, I got my cat. That was the main thing. And, oh my God, his poor dog, her eyes, she wanted to come with me. And I just was like, oh, baby, I can't take you. He'll come after me for real. He really will. And I can't call I had no evidence. And that really did. I teared up. I'm sorry, that was really hard. Because I knew leaving her meant abuse. But couldn't take her. And then I think that the only time I ever heard from him again was the next day. He called my phone, left me a voicemail. I didn't listen to it, but other people did. I finally listened to it like a year later, and it was the most uncaring message ever. He said he cared. He was like, I'm calling to check on you. But it was the most monotone fucking message ever. And I never heard from him after that. He never came to check. I mean, he knew where I lived, where my parents lived. He never sent anything. He never tried. So that was it for him. And honestly, that was like, no. Me jumping out of a fucking moving truck because you're gonna shoot me with a shotgun? Because you had already told me. Then this will go into a study about, or a video about empaths and narcissists, because he was a narcissistic psycho, and it was very, very abusive. And I don't know, and to be honest, I let it go on way too long. And at the time, I think I did that because I thought that's all I deserved. Because, right before that, the love of my life, a couple years before that, the love of my life, who looked very similar to him, just out of the blue, called me up. I met with him and his brother at a bar, and it was good to see his brother. And I thought we would finally be able to start over. I thought the pattern, had finally been broken. He was still drinking, but I thought finally we can start. He wasn't drunk. He was still, there. And I don't know what I did wrong. But, of course, he would blame me for everything, just like everyone else does. But I didn't do anything wrong. I stayed. I left you a note. I told you how much I loved you. And I wanted to sleep in my own bed. I still wanted to go do the cows the next day. But somehow, because of me leaving was an insecurity on your part, I'm assuming. And so, again, you walked away like a little girl. And I'm assuming that other girl didn't do that to you. And I'm like, really? So you chose her just because of that? And the hardest thing was finding out that the love of your life, who you think really is the love of your life, because he's told you that he is the love of your life. I mean, this all went down like it was. I have it all written out, like a fairy tale. And one day we'll have a video about it. I mean, I literally have all of my journals. But the hard thing is I always went to see him. I always supported him after our breakup. Like, he was never a maybe for me. It was always with me. It was never a maybe or whatever. I don't know. No, it was forever for me. That's what really frustrates me is that don't tell me forever if you don't mean that. And so he did tell me that, and I told him, don't tell me, and he said no, forever means forever. And I'm like, okay. So I really did think, okay, 6 years later, you've grown up, you've gone through a lot, you're finally ready for me. I guess because I left that night, I don't know what you thought. You obviously didn't love me back, because you couldn't say it. So, and that is what pisses me off, is that if you never did, you used me. I wasted all that time, all those years on you. And you know that. And you can't even say anything. Like, I'm sorry. Or I don't have feelings for you like that anymore. Because everybody else could say it. Did. You can't? Really? It's bullshit. Come on. Grow up. Don't run away like a fucking little girl again. That's bullshit. Because neither me nor my parents have ever said anything about you. And then you made me have to go online and see your proposal. And then your wedding, and you just change your number, and again, you know that you're the love of my life, but I guess I'm not yours. So you just, I guess, rip the rug out from underneath me, and that's how you were going to do it. You're a coward. You're a coward. You're a pussy. Yes, you are. Sorry. Not sorry. You ran away like a little girl. Again. And I don't know who you listen to, I don't know what, but it's fucking stupid. Because all those other people that you thought or think are your friends didn't amount to anything. And you really could have. Just saying. You still can't. Because your birthday's coming up too. So, and I know you're not going to hear this. I'm talking to no one. I'm talking to random people who, are going to hear this. But that's what I wanted to say. If I could say it to Cal, that's what I would want to say to him right now. But when it comes to depression, anxiety, and relationships, it's hard. Especially when, like I said before, people themselves haven't gone through depression or don't go through it themselves, and it's really hard for them to understand. I think that's why he and I did click at the beginning of our relationship. It was easy to talk to him about depression and feeling the feelings that I did, and him too. Describing to me how he felt. He needed to be on meds. He refused to take them because they did make him heavier. I understand that. I hate meds that do that, and I refuse to take meds that do that as well. I actually tell my doctor straight off the bat, when I go in, this is something that is a no. I will not take a drug that makes me gain weight. I prefer not to. So yeah. But let's turn this into birthday depression and birthdays. Or just another day, but they were meaningful. I don't know. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but my life seems like a fucking joke, and I'm just trying to be honest with you, with whoever's out there. If anybody's watching this, I'm just literally trying to be honest with. Life fucking sucks right now for me. Like, in this moment, I just want to start crying. I don't understand. Okay? I don't get it. I have followed my intuition. I do. I've really tried to follow my intuition. To where God has is trying to lead me, or wherever life is leading me in general. And I just feel stuck. I just feel stuck. I feel hopeless that it will get better. I feel hopeless that I will find a partner. And that's where, and then when, a birthday comes around, it's like, oh, great. Yes. Thank you for reminding me of another year that I have to go through it again. And of course, yes, also, I'd like to go out for my birthday, but I don't really have that. And last time I tried that, my God, with the girl group going downtown, my God, that was a disaster for me. Disaster. So I guess it's just me flying solo and trying to be positive and happy for everybody. That's not always how it goes. Being truthful, that's not how it always goes. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and make the other video too while I'm here. But yeah, thanks for just listening and hearing me vent, because I'm gonna post this video and then I'm gonna post the other video that I really was going to post about depression and relationships. Yeah, this one kind of spiraled. Sorry. So this one's going to be a one-off. If you feel like it, watching it and commenting, I would love that. Tell me your worst birthday. Mine is still my 30. Yeah. Abusive boyfriend, abusive friends, and a dead grandma. Try to beat that. Thank you. Trying to keep my head up. Trying to keep the hope up that there is someone still out there for me, even though every freaking day it seems like I am just one foot further away from them. So keep cheering for me, guys. Alright, see you in the next video.